Hi, hello, hey. So before I start the sketchbook tour, quick little side story. You might, or maybe not, you may or may have not noticed I haven't uploaded in 2 months besides a couple of shorts. And that is because, I think I actually explained this in my last video, but I want to start editing videos on the computer. And I've been wanting to do that for a while, but the app I've like always used on my phone, it made me run out of phone storage, so I had to stop using it because it killed my phone storage. Like, I literally ran out of storage, so I was like, okay, guess it's time to finally learn how to edit on the computer. But I've been having trouble just like transferring my videos to the computer. But I re-downloaded the app so I could make some shorts, and my phone storage is okay so far. So I may make a couple in between videos while still using my phone to edit while I wait for my computer to stop being annoying. So yeah, this is one of those videos. So let's go. Yeah, so this is the Etcher watercolor sketchbook, and these little things, these are eraser shavings that got stuck in like the dried glue that's on it. So that's kind of sad. Yeah, so I don't feel like trying to pick out every single one. But yeah, anyway, this is an Etcher watercolor sketchbook that I've decorated. The back is very interesting. Yeah, I really like the way this turned out. I think it's my favorite sketchbook, like the way it looks, my favorite looking sketchbook. Yeah, it looks so pretty. Yeah, here is the first page. Started 2022. Wait, I wrote when I finished it, didn't I? I did not do that. Well, when I get to the end, we can write that together. So this is the first page. I liked this drawing when I first did it, but I don't really like it anymore. Yeah, this is an OC I actually did by using one of those like Instagram prompt challenges where it's like, if you have a cat, add earrings. If you're like, both you're bored and do this color scheme kind of thing. Yeah, so I don't remember actually what the prompts were for this character. I did this a couple years ago, and then I've redrawn her a couple times. Yeah, I think she's like my first page character now that I just use when drawing on the first page. Yeah, I did some new techniques on this drawing, I remember, so that's nice. But yeah, it's watercolors and colored pencils and paint markers. I actually don't remember doing this drawing. I can just tell by looking at what I used. So yeah, fun facts. I don't remember like how this drawing went, but yeah, I guess it was 2 years ago, so that makes sense. I do remember these. These were for Inktober. I made my own prompt list. Just me and my friend ended up doing it though. I posted on Instagram and I didn't get very many likes, and then just me and my friend ended up doing it. So I guess it's our own private prompt list that no one's ever done. Yeah, so I think the theme, it was like I just did it like week by week instead of like days. Cause a lot of Inktober ones, it's like day 1, draw this. Oh yeah, if you don't know what Inktober is, then I don't feel like explaining it, so you can look it up. But basically it's just like practice drawing ink every day. I like to do monthly challenges, just like you get like one thing a week, so you just do it once a week instead of every day. Yeah. So I think the week 1 one that I did was magical, and then week 2 was like undead. So I did like a ghost. Yeah, and she's obviously, you know, a witch if you can't tell. And then, I actually remember it was fire or ice was what I did for week 3. Then I did like a fire girl. And then, this one was like were animal. So you do like a werewolf or like a werecat or something like that. So she's a were tiger. Yeah. I don't really know how to draw like cityscapes, and I didn't look up a reference for this. I just kind of made it up. So I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, also, I love this drawing still. This one I really like a lot too, so I kind of wish this one was the first page, because this one's kind of meh, but I really like this one. Yeah, and these two I don't really like as much. Like, why did I not fix her eye? Like, what is happening? I don't know why I didn't fix that. Okay, and then this was the last Inktober drawing. Oh, this one was free draw. That's what it was. The last week, which is only like a couple days, was just like draw whatever you want. So I did a little witch character. She's actually super old. She was a Gacha Life character that I made. Oh yeah. Comment if you made Gacha Life characters. I used to draw mine all the time. But yeah, and then I added in some glitter. I don't really like this drawing that much, so I'm just gonna stop looking at it. And then this one was my friend's vampire character. I really liked the color scheme, so I wanted to draw her. And I actually still like this drawing. If I drew it now, though, I probably wouldn't like it, but she's old, so she gets a pass. Like, the face isn't, like, that good anymore, but I do think this hand actually still looks pretty good, so yeah. And the skirt is pretty. Okay, this drawing I did during winter, shocker. When I first started the sketchbook, it was really it went by really slow, so you can see like October and then all of a sudden it's like winter time. But yeah, we had a slow start to the sketchbook. So this drawing I actually don't like. I did like watercolors and it turned out like it was too light, so I added colored pencils over it, and like the colors are just like messed up. Like, actually the background actually looks pretty good. Besides like the weird bird, I actually think the background looks actually pretty good. This is supposed to be moss, by the way. I don't even know if you can tell. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty sure I didn't look up reference photos for that either, so that's what I get. I just make stuff up. But yeah, I actually call the palette I used for this painting the Cursed Watercolor palette. It's so weird. It's literally a palette that has all of my Daniel Smith colors on it, and every time I paint with it, the painting turns out bad. Like, and it's so exciting. I have another watercolor palette that has like it's like a smaller one and it has some Daniel Smith colors on it. And whenever I use that palette, the painting turns out fine, like most of the time. But when I use the paint that has all of the colors on it, I hate the painting every single time. It's cursed. I don't know. And this is me and my friend, our outfits from Royal High. We tried to make matching outfits and then I painted them. I actually used my Holbein gouache for the first time in this drawing. So, it's a little messed up, but I had never used that paint before, so that's my excuse. So it could have been better. I don't think it's that bad though, but it's a little bad. Yeah, so this page, I mean, we can just glue them together. I don't even, I don't like either of those drawings. I do like these ones though. These are my mermaid OCs. Yeah, my friend actually, this is technically hers, but she's in the group, so. This is Maggie, and I think her name is Nina. I'm really bad with names. I'm pretty sure that's what we named her. But yeah, I like these ones. I remember I posted these on Instagram. I think I actually posted a lot of these on Instagram. Yeah. This is Rainbow. My friend named her. So, yeah. Her name is just Rainbow for some reason. She's not Rainbow, but that's her name. Her name is Rainbow. And then I think her name is like Kaya. This is the one that I named. I don't remember her name. So, it's Kaya, I think. But yeah. I actually really like these. But yeah. They are old though, so I knew if I like drew them recently they'd be better, but I still like them. And then this was a draw this in your style. I'll put the person that created it up on screen, like their name. I don't remember their name, so I'll have to track down like when I posted this. But yeah, so I actually don't hate this one, so that's good. I remember when I first did it, I like liked it and didn't like it at the same time, which is funny. but I think it looks fine. And then this one, I did this little sketch and it looked really good, and then I was like, oh, I want to like paint that, or I want to draw that bigger and then paint it. But I tried to redraw it and it just didn't turn out the same as the first time. And then the painting is kind of like, man, I've always just liked this one. The color scheme is nice and the pose is nice, but like the execution, I just don't like it. I think it's her face is like what I don't like. Her eyes are too far apart, and then like, I don't know, her mouth is like, I don't know, problems. Okay, this was a YouTube video. I got a new watercolor palette that just had blue and green, and then I did some paintings with just those colors and white gouache, because, you know. Yeah, so obviously it's ocean themed, you know, I feel like that makes sense. I did use reference photos for these two. I never use reference photos, so I feel like when I do, I need to like point it out. I'm like, this is a reference photo, but nobody cares, but yeah. And then I also drew some green plants, so that's fun. I like labeled them. Oh yeah, and this was for a YouTube video, by the way, that didn't get that many views, so if you want to go check it out, feel free to like scroll through my YouTube channel till you find it. Yeah, honestly, I don't like the drawings that much, I'm gonna be honest, so fun fact. Now, these ones, I always paint the background of my sketchbook like drawings. I don't know why, I just like white backgrounds for some reason. I'm just like, no. Just no white backgrounds for me. Like when other people do them, I think it looks good, but then I do it and I just like feel like I need to paint the background. So this one, I was like, we're not doing it this time. We're gonna see how the white background looks. So I added some glitter so I couldn't like paint over it. Yeah. So this is my friend's character, Nina, again. And then this is also my friend's character. It's like her as a vampire. And then this is me as a vampire, my character. I love drawing her. I just used like for her design like stuff that I like. So that's, you know, probably why I like drawing it so much. But yeah, so I drew her as a human and then I drew her as a vampire. And I filmed this. So, oh my god, this is also a YouTube video. Oh my god. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of these drawings, I'm like, it looks cute. If I drew it today, though, I wouldn't like it. But, you know, I know it's old. So, you know, I would draw it differently. I don't know. There's like, I think it's paint from that page is over here on the background. So, fun fact, after I did the background for this, the paint I actually used was like, it was a watercolor mixed with gouache. So the consistency was like super weird. It might have even been like ink mixed with gouache, mixed with watercolor. It was something really weird like that. But I remember I used some new colors of paint. Like it was like the, yeah, it was this blue, this green, and this pink color. And I had a lot of fun, and I drew like this old Victorian gown. I have this book of like old, like, oh my gosh, Victorian like fashion illustrations. So like illustrations of like, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like I don't need to explain that, but anyway. So I drew one of them, and then, I mean, obviously her hair isn't historically accurate. You wouldn't have your hair down. Scandalous. But I wanted to draw long hair, so. Yeah, anyway. I did like a dark background. And actually, a lot of these do have dark backgrounds, but for some reason, after I did that one, I was like, oh my god, it's amazing. Like, this one's kind of dark, too. Yeah, I don't know. But this one's like darker, I guess. But yeah, I did this one and I was like, I'm gonna do a dark background for every single drawing. It looks amazing. So this one was also mixed with gouache. For a while I was like, watercolor's not dark enough. I need to use gouache paint for the backgrounds. But yeah, this drawing was based off a dream I had. It was so weird. I had a dream I think I might have been like Twilight Sparkle or something, and I was in like, you know, My Little Pony land, but like we weren't ponies, we were humans, but it was in My Little Pony, and like Luna was like really like depressed, and then like everyone looked different, and like Luna and Celestia had like a dead sister, and Luna thought it was like her fault because she was evil or something, but she wasn't evil. And then for some reason Luna was older than Celestia in my dream, and I was like, Luna, you have a good heart. And in my dream her heart was like fluffy, so I gave her a fluffy heart because like in my dream that's what it looked like. But yeah, and then I think her design came from my dream too. Like she was like, so like Luna's like the moon pony, and then Celestia's like the sun, but then like their sister was like just like the sky or something, I think, in my dream. Yeah, anyway, so I had really fun designing these characters based off of my dream. Dreams weirdly give me like some really good inspiration sometimes. Yeah, My Little Pony, but not My Little Pony. I actually really like this drawing, but yeah, I'd draw them again because it was fun. Oh yeah, also, crazy, I gave Celestia green on her outfit. What? Yeah, I was being different. Yeah, I don't know, in my head I felt like yellow would like clash for some reason. I don't know why. I was like, she can't have a yellow outfit. I mean, I kind of like the green, but I don't know why. I was like, I remember deciding it couldn't be yellow for some reason. I filmed this one, fun fact. This is like my mermaid core painting. Yeah, very mermaidy. I was having fun. Oh yeah, and also fun fact, this shirt is a 1920s nightgown that I drew. I have a bunch of different fashion books, and during this time I like got a bunch of different ones. It had like fashion illustrations from different decades, and I was having lots of fun drawing them. Yeah, so I drew this 1920s one. Yeah, and I filmed myself painting this, fun fact. I actually really like this painting still. And then this one is like one of my favorites in the sketchbook. Again, if I did it now, it would probably be different. Her face would look different, but I think it's still really good. So this is my Sleeping Beauty. This is a short, so yeah, so I'm painting this for a YouTube short. And I have some YouTube shorts, I don't know if you've seen them, but of me drawing like fairy tale characters, but like kind of like designing my own fairy tale characters and then painting them, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know, it sounds fun. Next, I've done like 3 so far. I've done Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and Belle is also in here, so you'll get to see her. But yeah, I want to do Princess and the Pea and the Snow Queen next. That'll be fun. I've actually drawn like Icy Queens a couple times, and they're always so fun. Snow Queen's gonna be so fun. I just hit the table. Yeah, this is me as a vampire character again, and I did the dark background because it just looks so good. I think I used the same paint as I did this one, like gouache mixed with watercolor again, and like it was in like a paint palette, so I remember I kept using it. Yeah, anyway, fun fact. Also fun fact, I think it must have been my India ink, but I have experimented a lot with like different types of inks, and there was a while where I got this like brown India ink, and I was like, oh, I can like use my dip pen and then I can do line art with that, and there's a bunch of ink in there, so it'll last me a really long time, right? But as it turns out, watercolor does not layer very well in India ink. Like, it just doesn't go on top of it. So you can see a lot in this drawing. There's just like these random like, actually I don't know if you can see, but you can kind of see these like brown like colors popping out like on all of the lines. And that was because I tried to put watercolors and then colored pencils over it, and like it just like, I don't know, stuff like wouldn't go over the India ink. So Yeah, as it turns out, don't use India ink for line art. Yeah, I've been using acrylic ink, and I think acrylic ink works. Although lately I've been just not doing line art. I'll just use line art with like watercolors after I do the shading and stuff. So I've just totally skipped that step lately, but acrylic ink works the best. Yeah. Anyway, this was this was an art challenge I did where I used the oh my gosh, the Zorn, that's what it's called. The Zorn color palette, which is just like a couple colors. It's black, white, red, and yellow ochre, which is like this color, like her color of her crown. And I guess a lot of painters did it back in the day. I was gonna say back in the day. And yeah, I wanted to try it out. I think I've used it like one other time. I don't remember if it's in here or not. But yeah, anyway, I love this painting. Also, one of my favorites in the sketchbook. Something about it, I don't know, it just, I feel like it looks so cool. Oh yeah, and this is my Royal High character, or was. I have a lot of outfits in that game, but anyway, fun fact. Oh, this page. So, oh my god, this one might have been, I think this was actually around my birthday, because this was, I think it was. Yeah, okay, so it's been like a full year. I'm not gonna say when my birthday is, but it's around Halloween time, so just so you're not confused. So I guess this is like year 1 of the sketchbook. Yeah, so that's like about halfway through, so that makes sense. I spent 2 years on the sketchbook. Yeah, so I wanted to do like a Halloween-y illustration, because you know my birthday's around Halloween, and I don't really know how to explain this besides stuff that I like. Again, we got roses and pink and bows and like black and red Halloween-y. Makes sense? Cool. Used the dark color paint again. I think it's the same like gouache. That's funny. Same paint. Still going strong. Like I think I just like squirted like this dark blue and I mixed it with like black and oh my god, is that what it was? I think it was dark blue mixed with like black watercolor or something weird like that. And then it was just like this little like spot on my palette and it like lasted forever. Yeah, pretty sure I've used all that paint by now, so I don't know why I'm talking so much about the paint. Like no one cares about the paint you used, but anyway, this was like a cat themed page. I don't really like this one that much, to be honest, but yeah. So this one, I was trying to give her like tiger striped hair, which I think it's a really cool idea. I just don't really like the way it looks, but I might try this again, like see if I can make it look better. Yeah, I think like, I don't know, I think her head, like this, the top of her head is like too small, which is why it looks weird. Yeah, I think I needed to like shrink like her eyes and eyebrows or make her head bigger. It's like the anatomy just looks really bad. Yeah. So fun fact, even if you're stylizing characters, you need the balance. This one's off balance. But yeah, like if you make the face bigger, you need to make the head bigger too. Otherwise it just looks really weird. She has a giant face, but she has like a small head. Not match. Oh yeah, and these are supposed to be like fish earrings, you know, match the cat theme. And then she just has a cat skirt, so I don't know what she's doing on the cat page if she's just gonna wear that. Like that's kind of boring. It's basic girl, come on. Gotta wear some cat ears or something. But yeah, actually I'm pretty sure for this drawing I wasn't gonna make it cat themed, and then like I was like, wait, this should be a cat themed page. So then I tried to give her like, you know, leopard print. I also tried to draw this cat necklace, which is just like the worst thing in the sketchbook. Like I don't know why it like looks so bad, but it just looks really bad and just kind of blends into the background. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like either of these drawings that much. I like the idea of this one, but the actual drawing I'm just kind of like meh. So Now this page though, this is a good spread. This is what I'm talking about. So I think I just want to draw like, you know, cute, you know, pink, you know, little stars, little heart, cute. And then I want to try to practice some like curly / wavy hair on this one. And I do like her hair. You can see that some of the lines in the hair are kind of blurred, and the reason for that, I remember what happened, is, fun fact, sometimes watercolor, it doesn't like dry, like, gosh, how do I explain this? So watercolor, right? When you add water, it like reactivates, right? So watercolor doesn't completely dry, if that makes sense. Daniel Smith though, their watercolors do dry, which is good, but I think these are Magella watercolors. So the color, like the highlight color was really light, and then the line art color that I used was really dark. So I wanted to like darken the highlight color to overall make her hair look darker. But when I went over it to darken the highlight color, it smeared the line art color, which just happens with watercolors. So normally if that happens, I have to redo the line art, but I was kind of like, man, it's not that smeared, it's fine. So and she has a detailed hair, so I did not want to do that. But yeah, so long story short, that's what happened. Yeah, and then this one, I think I started with watercolors and I didn't like it, so I had to get my gouache out. And I think I actually used some gouache for this one too, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, I think her face is gouache. I don't think her shirt is. Yeah. It always impresses people when I can tell what medium is just by looking at it, so I feel so cool. I can't do that with like everyone's art, but I can definitely do that with my own art. Yeah, I think I did shade it with a gouache though, like thinned it out. Oh yeah, and there's some colored pencils in here too, so yeah. So this is the only one that's just watercolor on this page, besides the white highlights. And then this one was actually the same as this page. It is an art philosophy watercolor set. They have these little sets that are like these little color palettes of 12 colors. And I think this was the last one. God, it was called Decadent Pies. That's the name of this one. I remember. Oh my gosh. And so I filmed myself doing a page. I did a spread for this one, but I decided a page was enough. So, and I did do like in this other sketchbook, I did like swatches and stuff. And I wanted to see what colors I could mix. But yeah, and like this one turned out weirdly really good. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like this one is just, like, amazing for absolutely no reason. And I remember it was, like, a mess while I was drawing it, too, because I used, like, this, I think I used, like, a light pink or light orange or something for, like, the sketch. And then I erased it, and then I went to paint over it. I, like, couldn't see my sketch lines. Like, my lines weren't dark enough, so I couldn't see where anything was. So I remember I was, like, freaking out while I was painting it. And I was, like, I had to hold it up, like, real close to my face. And I was like, where's the lines? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can see, but the background on both of these is sparkly. This one's, like, really sparkly. But there is sparkles mixed in. So the background color I used was sparkly. Yeah, I remember half the colors in the set are metallic. So that's fun. So I painted, oh yeah, this is Kaya again, by the way, the mermaid character that was like over here. It's her. Okay, flipping back and forth, I'm just realizing like the colors aren't the same, so that's kind of annoying. Don't look at that. Yeah, so I drew her, and then since she's a mermaid, she has some like mermaid stuff, so it's kind of like scale pattern and like little starfish, little sea turtles, and this is like a net skirt kind of thing. Oh yeah, and she has a shell in her hand, so yeah. And then I drew a pie because the set is called Decadent Pies. And then I drew a tiger swallowtail butterfly. And then this is a Victorian crowned pigeon. These birds are so pretty. So like look them up if you've never heard of them before. I had never heard of them before until, I don't know. I don't remember what I was doing where I figured it out. I think I was looking at different types of pigeons. There are like a bazillion. There's also like a pink pigeon that's really pretty. There's a bunch of different colors. Yep, anyway, these ones are so cool. So I really hate this drawing, so maybe we can just like not look at her for that long and we can just look at this page. Yeah, I did like some different little portrait practices. Oh, and this was right after Christmas. I got some new watercolors. I haven't used, actually don't think I've like ever used these. They're sitting on my desk, but I never use them. These are like glitter watercolors, but like they don't like stay. And the only reason these are like the swatches are still on the page is because I put glue over top of it. Yeah, so these ones only work if you put glue over top of them. And these are iridescent watercolors. And these ones work, but they do transfer. So I don't know if you can see, but I just get a bunch of glitter on my hands. So clearly I didn't put glue over top of those. Yeah, oh yeah, and I think these ones came with like a free glitter color. So that was fun. Ooh, her like little, I don't know, are those scales? Little dots on her face are shiny too. I don't know if anyone else does this, but do you ever just like draw something and like not know what it is? Like I just drew little dots on her face and like I don't know if they're supposed to be. I don't know if they are. They're just, maybe they're scales, maybe they're little dots, maybe they're shiny freckles. Nobody knows. Yeah, and I think I got like some new pencils or something over here. Yeah, anyway, I like the portraits on this page. Besides this one, I don't really like that much, but I like these ones. Anyway, oh yeah, that's from River Reference Photo. This one, I used my other cursed paints. These ones are less cursed and more like I don't like them. I think these are the Turner watercolors. Yeah, I think they're the Turner watercolors. One of my favorite artists really like these paints. Like, I know she uses them a lot, or used to use them a lot, but like, for some reason, I just like, I don't like them. They're fine if I use them with other paints, but like, by themselves, they just like, I don't know, I can never like get them like dark and saturated enough, so, meh. Yeah, they don't like this drawing that much. Okay, these two, actually no, it was this one. This one, I used the actual cursed watercolor palette. So this drawing, I used watercolors, and then I went over with gouache because I didn't like it, and then I went over that with colored pencil. And I think the roses, I didn't like how dark they were, so I kept lightening them. So I painted over them with gouache, and then I drew over the lines with colored pencil. Yeah, it is sad, like the colors are kind of messed up because the sketch was really cool. And I did like I think people call it like a color comp, but I did like a practice coloring thing where I did like test out what colors I wanted to use, and that looks really pretty. It's on my phone, and whenever I see it, I'm like, that's what it could have looked like. But yeah, for some reason, like, I don't know, this drawing, the shading is just messed up, which is really sad. So the sketch was so good, and the color comp was so pretty. So, very sad. That's what happens when you use the cursed watercolor set. Sadness. Anyway, this one, oh my god, wait, I just remembered something too. For this spread, I want to do like blue and yellow drawings. I was like, I'm gonna do the same color scheme twice and see how different I can make it look. I think that was my idea. Yeah, so we got, it's kind of like winter girl and then spring girl kind of thing. Yeah, I actually don't hate these drawings, even though this one is a little messed up. This one is just kind of, I feel like it's just kind of boring, but it's fine. These two, I actually really like these two. I used my tried and trusty Magella watercolors. They always win. Yeah, I think actually, we're not talking about watercolor brands. What am I doing? I'm about to like start talking about art supplies. This is about the sketchbook. Yeah, so I did use colored pencils over top of it, and I like these drawings a lot. I've actually only drawn this character once. Yeah, she's like a vintage, like, styled spy. She's like undercover. Yeah, I think I designed a couple different outfits for her, and then I only ever did this drawing. But I like her color scheme a lot, and I like her style, so I feel like I should draw her again. She's cool. Oh yeah, also I feel like this pose is kind of weird. I just remember this too, but the reason it's kind of weird is because I really wanted her shoes to be in the painting too, so I was like, I need to angle her so I can fit the shoes. And then I have a short of me painting this one. I remember I got some new paints and I was like, oh, let's film me like using them for a drawing. That sounds nice. Yeah, and I drew my mermaid character, Maria. One of my only characters that has like a normal name. Actually, a lot of the characters in the sketchbook have names. These two are characters of mine and they actually don't have names, but the mermaid ones have names. I actually just realized that all the mermaid characters have names. That's funny. Some more little portrait practices. I feel like the anatomy is a little messed up on the face on this one, but I actually really like this character too. Maybe I'll draw her again. I like the color scheme a lot on this one. I remember I was really proud of this one because I didn't use any like pens or colored pencils to like do line art, and I was like, oh my god, I just used watercolors, look at me. It's kind of not like normal lately, but this wasn't even that long ago. This was like this year, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so different. It wasn't that long ago, but yeah. Actually, I guess I do still use pens sometimes. Now it's just kind of like I just use pens if I need to. Like if I can't get like a black and I want a black, then I'll use a pen. But otherwise, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't really need it. These were for a YouTube video. I did 10 pages in my sketchbook, and I used some art supplies I hadn't used in a while. I don't like these ones that much, but this one was surprisingly good. I used like these really cheap watercolors I remember I got off Amazon forever ago, and I used them a lot when I first got them, but that was the last watercolor set I got before I got my first like professional grade watercolors. And yeah, I haven't really looked back since I tried fancy art supplies. I mean, I've looked back and been like, I'm not gonna finish those paints. Yeah, so this one turned out surprisingly good. I didn't think it was gonna be that good because I was like, you're probably not gonna be able to get black with these colors, but whatever. But actually, no. I mean, actually, yes, I couldn't get them as dark as I want, but it still turned out really good. I used a reference photo for these, so oh my gosh, reference photos. Yeah, this one turned out so good. I really like this one. Also, don't come at me for the horse anatomy not being correct. I like don't draw horses very often, so it's probably not right, but I'm proud. Best horse I've ever drawn. This one was also sad. I did a practice like thing of this one and it looked really good, and then I drew it and I kind of like don't like it. I think it looked good before I did the dark colored line art. Honestly, I should have not done only watercolors for this. I should have, like, when it was still pastel toned, just did like a fine, like used a fine liner and like light brown and used that as liner, and I think that would have looked a lot better. But yeah, the dark purple line art, I don't like it. I think it looked a lot better before I did that, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, and then I was just thinking, I feel like I should redraw this character too. I was really excited about her tights because I fade from like black to white, and I was like, that's so cool. I think a lot of characters in like Ever After High have that, and that's where I got that idea from. And I was like, oh my god, Ever After High, oh my gosh. But yeah, anyway, this is actually a reference photo of me sitting in a sunflower field at the pumpkin patch. Oh my gosh. It's from a couple years ago, and I saved a bunch of photos from that, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna draw these. And then like 2 years later, I finally got around to drawing them. Well, I did one, but yeah. I'm not very good at drawing backgrounds, so the background could be more detailed, but I can't really be bothered to make it more detailed. I don't think I've actually ever used that phrase. Oh my gosh. Here we have some mermaids. I love drawing mermaids. Yeah, fun. And then I love this one, but the rest of them on this page, I'm just kind of like, meh. She didn't turn out that bad. She is okay. I like the lines, but not the shading. This one, just, maybe we just don't look at her. But these four were this little friend group that I made. They're probably my most drawn characters. I've drawn them so many times. This is Singer Girl, Ponytail Girl, Heart Dress Girl, and Ballet Girl. Those are their names. I've never given them names, so. I mean, actually, those are their names. Not that I've never given them names, those are their names. This is Ballet Girl, that's her name. Yeah, anyway, so, yeah, I drew them. That's it. I haven't drawn them a lot recently, but I used to draw them like, all the time. Ooh, here she is. This is Belle. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this one had some controversy. Not really. It was like one comment, but people were mad. One person, okay, actually, I don't know if they were mad. People were confused that her skin was dark. And I was like, what? Yeah, and it's kind of funny to me. It's kind of funny because I had drawn Snow White, and I guess, okay, I did like, you know, what everyone does for Snow White, like, you know, pale with dark hair, that's what the story says, but Sleeping Beauty, like, I used a picture of the Disney movie before I started drawing it. Like, in the video, it's like, oh, Sleeping Beauty, and it shows, like, you know, some beauty from, like, the Disney movie, and I gave her, you know, ginger hair. No one says anything. I changed Belle's skin color, and people comment. Ooh! No, it's okay. Okay, the person was actually nice about it. They were like, why is her skin darker? And the people were like, it's probably because it's in shadow. And they were like trying to come up with all these excuses. And I was like, oh, sorry, it's because I didn't draw the Disney character, is what I said. I was like, sorry for the confusion. I didn't draw the Disney character. I just used her picture at the beginning so people would know, like, you know, what character I was talking about. But yeah, so it says, like, you know, drawing, like, fairy tale characters, and it, you know, I have a picture of, like, Belle, but, yeah, anyway, I think that's interesting. It could also be because, I think for Sleeping Beauty and for Snow White, like, the caption is, like, designing my own versions of fairy tale characters, and this one just says, like, drawing. The video said just, like, drawing fairy tale characters or something. But, yeah, anyway, that was fun. Yeah, so I hope that was interesting. I actually do love this painting, though. It's kind of funny. I feel like whenever I draw with gouache, specifically when I use, like, the Holbein gouache, it goes with the other drawing I did with gouache. I thought turned out really good. But, this one, I feel like my drawings with Holbein gouache always turn out amazing. But I never used my Holbein gouache for some reason. And I think it's just because I like the consistency of watercolors, like, way more. And gouache doesn't, like, you can technically put it in a palette and you'll be able to reuse it. But fresh out of the tube, it's much, much brighter. And so it's just, like, it doesn't work the same if you let it dry out on purpose. So I think I just like that better about watercolors, is, like, you can put them in a palette, and technically for watercolors as well, the tubes will be brighter if you use them fresh out of the tube while they're still wet versus if you dry them down. But I think watercolors are, when they're, like, formulating them, they're kind of like, people are probably going to want to put this in a palette, so we should make it so, you know, it, like, re-wets still as bright, right? But, anyway. Magello does have these opaque watercolors that are, like, in between, like, gouache and watercolor that I think I would love, but, you know, I don't need any new paints, so I'm not going to get them. but I do like opaque paints a lot better than translucent ones. And also gouache, you can like thin it down to make it translucent if you want it to, which is fun. But I just like the consistency of watercolor better. Like watercolor is all like la la la, and it's like flowy, and then like gouache is like, you know, kind of like this, if that makes sense. And watercolor is like this. Yeah, you know, that makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, this is another like mermaidy character. Yeah, I think some paint transferred onto her forehead, so that kind of stinks. Oh, there's some like on her leg too. I posted this one on Instagram, I remember. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like this one that much. I don't hate it, but I feel like something's wrong with it. This one though, she's a winner. I love her. Ooh, never before seen paintings. Oh my god. I think I want to post these on Instagram because I really like these drawings. But fun little fact. How old is this? This is like 1 or 2 years old. I already forget. I think it's 2 years old. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. For a video, I'm pretty sure YouTube says it's a year old, but I think it's like almost 2 years old at this point. It's like, fun fact, YouTube videos are weird. It'll be like 1 year and like, you know, 10 months old, but YouTube will still just say it's 1 year old, but it's almost 2 years old, if that makes sense. Yes, I'm pretty sure this video, I created this for a video. I think the video is almost 2 years old, but anyway. So I picked these colors with like my eyes closed, so I got like a random color palette. And I also made this palette. So this is like an Altoids tin, and I put like clay on the front, and then I made little watercolor sections. Yeah, and then I did a drawing with it. And ever since then, I've been slowly using the paint in here. And also for this drawing, I used the paint in there too. So fun fact. Yeah, and then it was almost also a lot of paintings I would like use this with other paints as well, but it was almost empty, so I went like crazy and I just like used the rest of it. So I did this one. I love her. I feel like she kind of looks like dark Cinderella or something with like the dark colors, but I feel like it looks so cool. And then we got like girl in front of the moon. I don't like this one as much as this one, but I think it still looks good. And then we got fairy girl. I love this one. Like, I love this one. I did kind of mess up though. I used pen to line her hair because I couldn't get the paint dark enough. But the pen is shiny. It's not matte like the watercolors, so whenever the light's on it, it's like weirdly shiny, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, so I do really like this one though. I think the pose looks really cool. And I didn't use a reference photo for this. I just kind of made it up, so I wasn't sure how good it was gonna look. And it was like it was a struggle while I was sketching it, but I think it actually turned out pretty good. Yeah, I really like her hands. I feel like it's just like it looks flowy, you know? Yeah. So, love these two. And then I also used the paints for this one. Yeah, and I tried to draw a cityscape again. And I wanted to do like blue lighting from the front and then like yellow from the back. I think it turned out pretty good. And then these ones I did not use, or maybe I think I used these paints with some other colors. I only had like 2 colors left, I think, at that point. Yeah, and then technically, a little secret, I did still have paint left in here. Like I had some black left, but since it was just like 2 colors had paint left, I scooped it out and I put in a different watercolor palette because I was like, you want me to like spend forever just finishing up the black paint when I could just, you know, it's not a palette anymore, okay? Yeah, anyway, so I put the black in a different watercolor palette because because I didn't want there to just be one color left in here. That would be weird. Okay, I want to move on and put new colors in here. Anyway, yeah, I do really like these two. Yeah, that's it. it's about these drawings. I like them. They're nice. Yeah, I think the face on this one turned out like really good. Yeah. And then over here, I used the Cursed watercolor palette again. I put some new paints in it, so I was like, maybe like won't be cursed. Still all Daniel Smith colors, but I got some new paints since last time I put paints in there. So I was like, we're gonna put the rest of the Daniel Smith colors I have in there. And I think this drawing is less bad than the other cursed ones. So I think we're gonna work on breaking the curse. I used it to paint a card for one of my family members, and I think that card didn't seem cursed. Maybe it's because I just didn't stare at it for that long. So yeah, also this one, I thought the line art was too dark, so I painted over it with gouache to make the line art lighter, on the hair at least. And I think that like something is wrong with like her eye. I just kept like messing up, so I feel like this eye looks good, but then like this eye looks weird. The under eye is just kind of like messed up. Yeah, anyway, so that's this drawing. This is like my original fairy character that I've only drawn like one other time. I think I just sketched her out once and I was like, I should draw her, and I like never did. And then I came up with this character. It's kind of funny. I did this one. You know what? This one being bad is actually my parents' fault. They were hanging out with me up here while I was painting, and they were talking to me, and I was talking back, and then I just wasn't really focusing on the drawing, and then it came out really bad. I remember, and then I drew this one, and it like turned out really good, and I took my time on the sketch and like did a cool pose. And I feel like this page is like do's and don'ts for drawings. I was thinking that while I was painting this one, and I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. It's literally like good, bad, and it's like the same character, so that's funny. Yeah, the do's and don'ts are take time on the sketch. This one, I just kind of rushed the sketch, so the lines aren't that good. But this one, I took my time and I made the pose look really good and the anatomy, and I took time on the face. I didn't do that on this one, so yeah. But yeah, I also changed her outfit a little bit. I just gave her pants, so very exciting, very different. And here's the last page. These are my 3 characters. I draw them on the last page of every sketchbook, unless okay. So if I don't do a sketchbook tour of that sketchbook, then I sometimes don't if I don't feel like drawing them. But I almost didn't draw them on this one, but then I decided to draw them as princesses. So I gave them new outfits, and I think that was really fun. I think these actually turned out really good. I feel like a lot of times if I draw like multiple characters on the same page, or like, you know, try to draw like a drawing like this, like one of them, their face will look really good, and then another one, their face will look really bad. But I think like all of their faces look good, so I'm really happy about that. Oh yeah, and I used the curse palette on this one, and it looks good. So did I break the curse? I might have, because I really like this drawing. I went nuts on the white highlights, and I love it. It's very shiny. But yes, let's write. Don't hate me if I spell finished wrong. Oh my god, how do you spell finished? Like another I in there somewhere. It's like this, right? Finished. There's a T, isn't there? Is this a T? Whatever. There's a T, isn't there? That's not right. There. I don't remember how to spell that word. Whatever. Do you have those words for like, no matter how many times you write them, you can't remember how to spell them? This is one of those words. Every time I write it, I have to look it up. I don't know what it is, but like my brain just like does not save how to spell it in my head for some reason. But yeah, so fun fact. Don't know how to spell finished. I always spell it wrong. Yeah, and also, every time I do a sketchbook tour, if there's a pocket, we need to see what's in the pocket. It's very important. Okay, and that's it. Alright, so my phone ran out of storage right before I was about to film the outro. So I deleted some things, and I'm going to try to make this quick before my phone runs out of storage again. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah, so that's the end of the sketchbook. Thanks for watching. I have a bunch of video ideas that I want to get out soon, so I will try to film a bunch, edit a bunch, and hopefully my computer will be nice to me. So yeah. If not, I will keep trying to figure out how to do it on the phone because I want to make videos. But yeah, so that's it. Bye. Thanks for watching. I think I am going to film myself starting a new sketchbook. I already have a new Etcher sketchbook waiting for me to draw in. So yeah. Bye.